This is the Insta360 GO2. And this is the Insta360 GO3. Oh, for f***'s sake. And I'm quite clearly not a camera reviewer, but I've owned the GO2 for a couple of years now, so I can give a fairly unbiased, fair perspective on what I think and how I think it compares to the GO3. What was that? It's probably not fair to say there's an obvious difference, but there is a difference in size. The GO2 was just over 26 grams and this GO3 is now just over 35, so it's nearly a 10 gram increase. The other obvious things are the GO3 is a bit harder to get in your mouth. After owning the GO2, I noticed the weight difference. So as soon as I unboxed it, it does feel slightly bigger and it does feel a bit heavier. So it is noticeable, but in the grand scheme of things, for what it is, the GO3's got a 50% bigger battery than the GO2, and Insta360 say that you can shoot for up to 45 minutes now. Both these cameras come with a charging case, essentially, and the GO2 looked like this, magnetic back. You switch it on and you can change through your settings and it charges through the case. Now you can take it out, but obviously you cannot see what you're filming. It is very much guesswork unless you hook it up to your app on the phone. Now the new GO3 has this, which is a flip down screen, which turns it very much more into like a GoPro style camera. But the great thing is if you take the camera out, you can move it around and still see what is going on. Resolution wise, the GO2 was a 1440p max and this is now a 2.7K, so there's a considerable amount of difference there. A good thing that Insta360 have sorted out is the GO3 now has an unlimited record time. The GO2 was a 10-minute on pro video mode, simply because of heat build-up. The GO3's got better heat dissipation, so the only way you could film longer on the GO2 was to have it in FPV mode. So if you had it on a drone or an airplane, the wind and the air would obviously keep it cooler, meaning that you could record for longer. Otherwise it would just overheat and shut down. Now obviously I bought this GO3, so I can be honest and say what I really feel. I loved the GO2 because its size, everything about it, it's just so nifty, stick it anywhere. I initially bought it for an FPV drone that I had and just stays out with the family really. You can get some cool videos just by tucking it anywhere and everywhere. And I just like that when it's in the case and you close it up, you can put it away, put it in your pocket, it's not getting scratched. The only thing I feel about the GO3 is although it still has that small form factor, when it's like this in the case, it's a bit more vulnerable. You can't just put it in your pocket without worrying about your screen getting scratched or the lens. Obviously you can get screen protectors, but it's just how I feel. I like the GO2 for its very, very small. There's not a lot in it really, is there? Apart from the fact that that lens is on display, as is the screen. One thing I didn't love about the GO2 was its connectivity wasn't the most reliable. You'd sort of put it somewhere, stick it in place, get ready to hit record, and it was still waiting to connect. And that was really annoying at times. I don't think it ever got any better. Now, I own Insta360's One RS, which is different. It is a GoPro style camera. I've got the twin edition, so you've got the 360 lens and the normal 4K boost lens. Now, I am guessing that the GO3 will come somewhere in between the GO2 and the One RS. Maybe not in spec, but usability and for the sort of things that it would be used for. Knows, I don't know. I just like this stuff. Anyway, we're not doing a video about that. We're not really doing a video about this. Let me show you what comes in the box. Oh, first up, when you open the box, I did like this. This was nice. Just sits on there like that. Woo! Magnetic. Open this little door up. If you like your boxes, it's quite nice as far as boxes goes. Anyway, inside looks like this. This thing is the magnetic pendant which you put around your neck, cameras sticks to it. Blah, 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 blah. Got this, which is again magnetic, but it's for a hat. So you just put that on the peak of your cap or whatever. Oh, let me go and get a hat. Yeah, well at least you know it's not going to come off. It's well on there. Or you can just turn it round and film your feet. Don't think if you faced it. Oh, let's have a look. Let's turn the camera on. It's not too bad. It's not clear though. Anyway, you get the idea. Oh, this is the 1RS, by the way. I just went and got it when I got my hat. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. So another cool thing, not only does the GO3 magnetize into the case, but when it goes in, it also latches. There's two little metal here and here, and to release it, you have to push this button on the case and then pull it out. It's like a bit of added security. That's not the case for the hat, whatever it is, mount, but this one looks like this. Has the thread for a selfie stick or a tripod. Has these metal latches too, so when it's on there and clicked in place, it's not going to accidentally fall off. So when you're doing your extremo sports down the mountain or whatever, you've got it attached to your helmet, it's not going to come off. Which did happen with the GO2, especially when I had it on my FPV drone. Whenever I crashed, because let's face it, that happened a lot, it would just fall out of its magnetic mount, so I changed that in the end. So yeah, nice touch on this, extra security, whatever you're doing with it. The build quality of this stuff, it does feel really nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It's not cheap. 400 quid, which is about action cam price range, probably, I don't know. This is cool. The GO2 had something like this. You take this little plastic protective cover off, and this here, I don't know if you can see, oh, it's just like a sticky, rubbery, I don't know what it is, but it's so good. I've stuck the GO2 all sorts of places. If you've got a relatively clean surface, something shiny, it will just stick on there nicely. Take this mount off, stick it on that like that there, take the camera out of its case, bosh that on there, and then, oh, let's go for a laptop screen. Oh, okay, so now I just dropped it on the carpet. It doesn't work. It's you run it, but if you run it underwater, dry it, the stickiness comes back. You can't see because it doesn't focus. But yeah, you see, it's on there. Anyway, that was an absolutely rubbish example, but I do trust these. They are good if they're clean and the surface that you're sticking them to is clean. I think that's it for what's in the box. You've got a little user guide, you know, like a quick, if you are into reading instructions, which I never am, just don't understand them. USB-C charger, pretty standard nowadays. So the two of my absolute favourite things with these cameras, one of them is horizon leveling, which means no matter what orientation you have this camera, horizon will stay exactly where it is no matter where you are. And the other thing is the stabilisation built into these cameras is insane. Insta360 call it hyper smooth. No, they don't. No, they don't. Insta360 call it flow state stabilisation, and it's so good. No matter if you're on a bike, going for a run. I mean, I don't run, but I could try. So the biggest downfall for me is, although it says 2.7K for the GO3, it's only 2.7K if you have it on normal video, not the free frame mode. And obviously with free frame, it means that you can do your filming and then go into the app afterwards, change the aspect ratios to 9:16, 16:9. A definite upgrade on the Go series of cameras is the GO3's flip up screen on the case, making it good for vloggers, people like that. Now, it's not to say that the GO3 isn't a better camera, but for what I use it for, with free frame, where it gives me that freedom to change the ratio after I've finished at 1440p, just the same as the GO2, it's not worth the upgrade for me. Plus, like I said before, being able to have it in that tiny form factor, in a protective case, where the lens is covered, I can just stick it in my pocket and take it anywhere. It's a lot less of a worry than the GO3. I feel like I've said it 1,000 times off camera now, but the 3 is a good all-rounder. For me, the 2 is probably still a favourite, because for what I use it for, I like being able to put it in my pocket and it be safe. And it's just a lot smaller to carry around if I'm doing that sort of thing. But for an all-round vlogging action camera, fit in your pocket type thing, then the GO3 is brilliant. And like I said, it's had some really good upgrades from the 2. I mean, if you need to justify this purchase to your partner, then just do this.